Madam President, to the National Council members that are here, to the other national officer we have, and to Virginia Carmen, the past national president, and to all the officers and members of the VFW and its auxiliary. Let me begin officially by bringing the greetings of our Commander-in-Chief, B.J. Lawrence. And the Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief, Doc Schmitz, the Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief, Hal Roach, and all of those people in Kansas City and in Washington, D.C. who work on a daily basis to keep our organization running and to follow your mandates that you give them at the National Convention. Thank you very much for the invitation to be here. It has been more years than I can count when I was last here in Washington. I look around and there are faces that I recognize. There are friends that I've had all of these years. And there are a lot of new faces, and hopefully when I leave, a lot of new friends that I've made during this visit. So thank you very much, all of you, for your hospitality and your kindness. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. BJ challenged all of us to make it happen. Very simple, 3 words, make it happen. Something has to be done. Don't argue about it, don't discuss it, just make it happen. If there's a problem, find the solution and make it happen. Well, that make it happen year has been successful here in Washington State. The Ladies Auxiliary have had a successful year with over 100% in membership. Okay, let's get this cleared up. I am a dinosaur. I have been a member of the VFW for 53 years, and for the bulk of those 53 years, it has been the Ladies Auxiliary. Now, we all know you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. I can teach more than one thing. I can sit up and beg and I'll roll over, but you can't teach me anything new. So if I make that mistake, please bear with me. The auxiliary has had an excellent year. It has succeeded beyond that 100%. The department also over 104%. All districts in the Department of Washington State are over 100% membership, including the members at large. That is a fantastic, and you ought to give yourselves a round of applause. So you took BJ's challenge to heart. Make it happen. But I want to share some thoughts with you. At every meeting, the memorial service, the joint opening session, and here at the luncheon, I have stood and I have listened to the voices that were reciting from the heart the salute to our colors. And that made me think, because I didn't hear individual voices. I heard one voice loud and strong. And that is the VFW and its auxiliary. One voice, loud and strong. One voice for America's heroes. One voice for the families of those who have lost loved ones. One voice for those people that we will honor today, the first responders, for all that they do. When everyone else is running away, they run into danger to help people. We honor that. With one voice, we say thank you. We're proud of you. With one voice, we speak to our legislators, whether here in Washington State or in Washington, D.C., and we tell them And I can tell you now with BJ, and next year with Doc Schmitz, and then again with Hal Roach, that's exactly what we are going to do. We are going to tell them what we need. We're not going to ask them, we're going to tell them. That's how it should work. We'll do it nicely, but these are not things that are frivolous. A strong, vibrant VA healthcare system, a strong military that gets everything they need to get the job done, a nation that's grateful to all of those who serve and return home and treat them with the respect and dignity that they deserve. Those are not things we have to ask for. Those are things we tell people they need to do. And we tell them that by what we do. And I've had some conversations over the last few days, and one of the ones that I had involved publicity. Why don't we do more publicity? Why doesn't the VFW national headquarters put things on television and radio and magazines? And my answer to them has been very simple. Aside from the cost factor, which would be astronomical to do a proper job, it is not the job of the national headquarters to blow your horn for you. You have to do it. You are the ones that have to have the publicity in your community, in your state. You have to let people know what you're doing. You are honoring first responders today. You better let people know that you did that. You're going to honor teachers. Let people know that you did that. You have a Voice of Democracy contest. Make sure people know we have that and what happens to the winners and why we have it. Make sure that the Patriotic Art Contest is blasted out there so that everybody knows that we have that and we do that. It's up to you. We can't come into your community and make you look good. You have to do that. I know what you do, and I'm very proud of everything that you do. And so is the Commander-in-Chief. And so are all the other members of the national staff. It has always amazed me. And I tell people, when I go to a convention, right now, at this luncheon, the magic is happening. And what the magic is, 1 year is ending. The awards will be given out. And tomorrow morning, the next year begins. The magic is that the people in this room and around the state of Washington that belong to the VFW and their auxiliary, on Monday morning, after the festivities this weekend, after the elections and the installations on Monday morning, will go back and do what they have been doing for years, day after day, week after week, year after year. No rest, no respite. Because they know who they're working for. They know how important what they do is to those who are in VA hospitals, to those who are suffering from PTSD or TBI or any of the other war-related injuries. They know that the community that they live in is a better place because there is a VFW and an auxiliary in that community. Whether it's the youth that you are teaching patriotism to, whether it's the elderly that you assist, whether it's the first responders that you thank, whatever it is, you are making your community a better place. And that makes Washington a better state. And that makes America a better country. That's what you do every day. And I have heard that what we need to do is we need to entice, cajole, beg, whatever, to get those younger veterans into the VFW. Let me leave you with a thought. They need us as much, if not more, than we need them. And that is what you need to present to those younger veterans. I go to the VA for some of my health care, as many of the people in this room do. But there is nothing else other than that I am going to need or want from the VA. I am at the stage of my life where eventually I won't need that VA at all. I won't need anything. And we'll all reach that point at one time or another. So each of you in here who are in that same situation I am, you are not working for yourself. You're working for that next generation. And you have to explain to that next generation that it is up to them to learn what we know. It is up to them to do what we do. It is up to them to realize that the next generation of veterans, and make no mistake, there will be another generation of veterans. That next generation of veterans will be their children. And if they live long enough, then another generation will be their grandchildren. So what they need to do is they need to make sure that that VA is there for them, is there for their children, is there for their grandchildren. They need to make sure that there is a VFW that is teaching patriotism and love of country, because nobody else wants to do that. That's our job, that's our mission, and that has to be their mission. They have to understand that we have built an organization that at one point in time we will turn over to them. And as I said in the memorial service, we stand on the shoulders of the heroes that went before us. They built the VFW. We added to it. We are going to turn it over to them. And if they don't know, if they don't understand, if they don't have the feelings that we have for the VFW, they're in trouble. So that's the message. Go out there and try to recruit. Try to recruit younger members. But as much as you have to do things to entice them to come in, make sure you remind them why you want them to come in, why they need to come in, why they need to be a part of the Veterans of Foreign Wars and its auxiliary. When you sell the VFW, the analogy I like to use is that we are all bakers. We had the ingredients, the work, the programs, all of that, and we bake a beautiful cake. And then what we do is we take the social aspect of our organization, the club room that you have, the events that you have socially, and we use that as the frosting to make the cake look pretty. I didn't have a problem with that for a long time, but I have to tell you now that as far as I'm concerned, we need to scrape off that frosting, and we need to sell the cake. So I want to congratulate all of you who are receiving awards, all of you who have worked so hard so that others will receive awards, all of you who have provided leadership to the auxiliary and the VFW, and especially to all of you who will tomorrow have that challenge. You have done a fantastic job, and you should be proud, as BJ is proud of you. So I just want to say, God bless each and every one of you. When you leave here, may you have a safe journey home. May God bless all those who even now guard the gates of freedom. And may God continue, in all of his love, to shower his blessings on this, the greatest nation in the world. God bless America.